Welcome to our Ask a Student panel. This session was part of our November Advising Days initiative and was live streamed on our Future Students Facebook account. Our student panel introduced themselves and audience members were invited to ask questions about student life at UCalgary.
My name is Cassidy. I'm in my third year of my Bachelor of Education degree, and I'm majoring in early childhood education. So basically the little guys, kindergarten to grade 3 is what I'm aiming to work with. But the nice thing with this degree in particular is that it does certify you from K to 12. So that's kind of an advantage to coming here to UC. Something that is cool about me is that I'm actually from New Brunswick. So I'm an out of province student and I moved here 3 years ago. So it was quite the difference coming here to university versus a lot of my friends staying home. So I think that was a really cool opportunity for me. A little bit more about myself is that my favorite artist is Noah Kahan, and he actually came here to Calgary to perform on my birthday last year. So I like to think that's my birthday gift. I also love all things Disney, my dog Miles, and I like to be bowling and Just Dance. And just another fun fact is I spent 3 months living in Australia this summer with my roommate. So got to pet some koalas and see some kangaroos and just kind of get to see that other side. So I definitely, as you can tell, love traveling, love seeing different places. But yeah, what I've done here on campus so far is obviously I've met some of my best friends here at the university. A lot of this also comes from living on residence. My roommate who I've actually traveled to Australia also came from my first year living on residence, and we still live together to this day. So I think it's such a unique opportunity for students, especially out of province students, to have that opportunity to connect with the community and to meet like-minded students and that kind of stuff. I'm also a member of the UCalgary cheerleading team. I'm also the current executive of VP of fundraising. So I kind of work on all things like that front. On the team, we represent the school not only at football games, basketball games, but also in competitions in Alberta and in Vancouver. So super cool way to, continue to get the exercise, but also just have that team camaraderie and that kind of outlet along with school. And just lastly, I also have the privilege to be a part of various academic communities, including the Chancellor's Ambassadors Club, as well as the Scholars Academy, which are other clubs that students can apply to and can be a part of on campus. So yeah, definitely overall, as you can tell, get involved, and it's made a huge difference in my life so far.
So I'm in the first year, Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology. I can't see. And so my goal is to become a professor in the long run. Some facts about me: I love reading fiction books. My favorite color is cyan, which is a color that not many people think of. I enjoy playing music. I play 3 instruments. And I don't like a favorite food. I have a favorite sauce, which is sweet chili sauce. Okay, so I have, so my first year, I've been able to get involved with quite a few different things. And I guess the most important thing is that I'm on residence. And that's been the coolest thing for me so far. Part of the Scholars Advantage academic community. And so that's something that was started a little while ago. I don't know if we're continuing with it, but it's definitely a fun program. And then there's a few clubs I'm involved in. The Chancellor's Ambassadors Club, the Calgary Smiley Students Association, and then the Kinesiology Student Society. And one thing I like to do that's really cool here at University of Calgary is the ability to get into research. So right now I'm doing some research looking at hemodynamics, which is like blood flow in patients with atrial fibrillation. That's something that I think is really cool and definitely wouldn't have been able to get involved in if not at UC.
Oh, hi, I am Stephanie. I'm a third year majoring in biomedical sciences here at USC. I did not submit any fun facts, but these are some of my favorite experiences in my last few years here. I'm part of some student clubs, which I'll talk about on the next slide. And over the summer, I got to do research at the Levin Cardiovascular Institute at Foothills campus. I was looking at natural aging processes in smooth muscle cells and implications for heart disease. That was a really great opportunity, and I learned a lot through that. I also got to go on exchange this past July in Singapore. I learned about bioprinting and health history. These are really eye-opening courses, and UCalgary was immensely supportive of this entire experience. So really grateful for that. And my last interesting experience is getting to play the violin in the UCalgary Orchestra. So we put on a couple concerts a year, and they're actually free for all UCalgary students. and having staff to come watch. This is what I've done on campus. I've been the academic with the Health Sciences Students Association, which is the official student government for my program. I'm also working with UCalgary. We run a research program to get high school students involved in research. I work with the Ambassadors Club, again, outreach to high school students. I work with the Students Association, and I'm a peer mentor for some of the first generation programs.
Hi everyone, I'm Asha. I'm in my 4th year here at UC and I'm studying political science, and I've also done an additional certificate in journalism and global citizenship. So really enjoyed my degree thus far here at the university. Some interesting facts about me are that I also did a study abroad this past spring, and I did it through the University of Calgary. So I went on a group study to Central Italy. It was a lot of fun, took 2 religious studies courses. So definitely try to take advantage of those opportunities I think that the university has to offer. I'm also from Calgary, so I think one nice thing for me about the University of Calgary is that it's very embedded in the Calgary community. And so I think I've had a lot of opportunities to get involved both on campus and outside of campus. Oh, sure. So I can talk about some of the things that I've done on campus. So I'm also part of the Chancellor Scholars Ambassadors Club. I've been the co-chair for that for a couple years. And as part of that, we have 6 different committees. And so we can talk more about that later if people have questions, but we just give back to the youth community. I'm in Greater City in a number of ways. I've also been an executive on the Humans of UCalgary team, which is a photojournalism group that we have here on campus. And then I've had the opportunity to do various work in the field of immigration and human rights. So I've published a few journals. I've done some research work on refugee studies, as well as work through UC at the Calgary Center for Commerce. So that's been really exciting. In my spare time, I love baking. I like biking along the river, which is really beautiful here in Calgary, and also yeah, and I touched on what else.
Hello, my name is Daniela and I am a 3rd year neuroscience student here at the University of Calgary. A little bit about me. In my spare time, I love to bake. I moved in a wedding cake before. I'm originally from Grand Prairie. I moved here a few years ago in my 1st year, and I lived with residents, and I loved it so much so that I decided to come back and work in residence. So I'm a community ambassador. I got to meet a lot of new students and do lots of cool things and make people feel at home here in Calgary. Yeah, so I'm also part of the Neuroscience Student Association. So we just work with neuroscience students and create programs for them to create the community, as well as provide them with like academic opportunities and what's going on. So it's like everyone else has mentioned before, they're finding ways to get involved in this.
Well, last but not least, I guess. My name is Onhijazi. I'm a 4th year mechanical engineering student with a minor in airspace here at the University of Calgary. I'm actually an international student from Jordan, and I moved here 3 years ago to start my degree. In terms of my involvement on campus, I've been involved with a bunch of engineering clubs, as well as been involved in residence. Especially, I lived in residence in the Scholars Advantage community in my 1st year, and I liked it so much that I also became a community ambassador, and I worked with Danielle on the same team. In terms of fun facts, I'm currently on my internship here, and I love going out to places to eat in Calgary. I guess that's one fun fact. I like trying new places, and yeah, I have traveled a lot in the past couple of years, and my favorite destination would probably be Morocco.
Awesome. So yeah, if we do have any questions, we can ask them now. If you're on the Facebook live stream, you can also ask. We'll hang out for a couple of minutes to see if there's any questions. And if you guys have questions between each other, you can ask as well.
I have a question. So you mentioned you were an international student. Could you maybe talk about how you navigated living here, how you felt
When you first started?
Yeah, well, when I first moved here, I kind of didn't know anyone, but I was lucky enough to live in residence in my first year, and that's where I met a lot of my current friends actually. And UC also offers a lot of support programs, which includes like the international student mentorship program, which I was also part of as a mentor for the past couple of years. And overall, the university provides a lot of support and resources for international students to kind of navigate moving to Calgary.
I've lived on campus for 2 years and I started in IH as well. And I've lived in UMesca for the second year. And honestly, I really enjoyed that residence. I think it had certain draw factors as in they had the subway and the Starbucks right in the residence, which was so convenient. Not great for my bank account, but very good for my card. And they also had a gym and like a little lounge area in it, which I quite appreciated. It was a great area for people to kind of meet each other and have host those like floor activities and stuff. So maybe for those reasons, I might lean towards the UMesca. But honestly, really any residence here, depending on like what you're looking for, obviously, it can provide you really with what you need, like a place to live, and more importantly, it provides that community. So yeah, but overall, I've had both good experiences in those places.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next. I also live in International House and Cascade Hall this year. But my favorite year on campus was definitely the year I worked in International House. Just being involved with first year students as a community ambassador helped me like kind of set an expectation for them, build a support system, and be able to foster a community where they can meet friends, feel safe, and just enjoy their first year experience, I guess.
And I'm currently living in IH7, that Scholars Advantage program. It's really, really cool. You get to meet so many different people, not just who are Chancellor Scholars like most of us here, but you know, you get to meet so many people from all the different faculties. And that's definitely been a highlight for sure this year.
What was everyone's favorite university experience?
I can go first for this one. The question was, what is your favorite university experience? So I'm in first year again. So I haven't been able to experience everything yet because there's just so many things to experience, all the clubs, all the different student bodies and everything like that. It's so immersive and so many different things you can get involved in. But so far for me, I think the highlight actually has to be in kinesiology. One of the coolest things I've been able to do is cadaver labs. So we get to work with cadavers, study them, study all the anatomy, and you know, it's just so cool. But yeah, that's the coolest thing for me so far.
I guess I'll go next. It's not very academic, but one of my favorite things at UC is that there's always a club or some sort of community for any hobby you want to pick up. And one of the best experiences I've had was actually joining a skiing community and being able to pick up this new hobby that I know nothing about before I moved here.
And then kind of helping off of that, I'm also I do agree that there is like a lot of academic things, but I think what the university also offers is a lot of extracurricular activities and events for students to go to. So as a cheerleader, obviously I do attend a lot of the Dino football games, and I do find that that's a great place where you get to see that kind of school spirit and get to see more people out and about, repping like the red and gold and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. Likewise, Pro Child Classic is a huge hockey game, and same like it's that like sense of belonging within the school, I suppose. So I think that's been one of my highlights, is just going to those games and kind of meeting people and like enjoying the sport. I like sports too, though I don't really understand all of it. I like watching it. So yeah, it's kind of a highlight.
Yeah, I would second that and say I love like the community around like the sports, especially in the first week of school. We always have the football kickoff, and that's where just like most students come out and watch and support our football team. I actually got to be part of the halftime show this year, which was a lot of fun. So that was probably my favorite university working.
Yeah, I think the community here at UC is really nice. And people say that like, it's a commuter school, but I think at the end of the day, what everyone else has said is that it is what you make of it. So there's so many different opportunities on campus. So if you put in the effort to get involved, you will feel like you belong to the community and that you're surrounded by other people here at UC who care about your success and whose success do you care about. So I think just being a part of that community, both in the university and like in the greater city through various different opportunities that they have.
I can also go next. I think I would just build off what Noah said, like the academic piece again. Like I would say my program has been one of the highlights of my university experience. I've gotten to take so many very good courses across like bioinformatics, public health, philosophy of science, just a lot of topics within the health sciences that are incredibly eye-opening. And then to echo everyone else here, the sense of community here really is unparalleled. There's so many supports and having this to explore all of your interests. So yeah, definitely get involved.
What was the main reason of the so for me, I always knew I wanted to stay in Alberta because my family in Alberta. I just wanted to be close to home, but I really appreciate UCalgary's like commitment to being entrepreneurial and always like next generation focused and focused on what like new innovations they can bring, as well as their commitment to research. I think that just provides a lot of opportunities for people with like science programs like my own to get started early and to actually do what it is.
I guess I can also add on that since I moved 10,000 kilometers to come to university here is that, first of all, non-academic is the proximity to the mountains. I think that's something we should definitely mention. And then other than that, the opportunities, I'm a Schule Community Service and Entrepreneurial Scholar. And I feel like the UFC gives everyone the room to innovate and kind of build something, as mentioned everywhere on campus.
As a prospective student, what do you guys think of the lab rooms, the tutorial rooms that are available to you at the University of Calgary? Like, are they up to date? Are they nice?
Yeah, there's many new buildings here on campus, one of them being the Yale building where a lot of the undergraduate labs happen. And if you go in there, you're gonna notice it's like it's really spick and span, fancy lab facilities. So that's something to look forward to.
This building, the Hunter Student Conference, is a great study space. We're building, also check out the Taylor Institute or the TI building. That's a bit of a hidden gem on campus. Lots of cute study spots in there too.
Seconding that, the new business building that was recently opened, I believe it was in 2022. It was really great. I go there quite often to study myself. And they also have really good food options. So if you ever get hungry, that's kind of the nice thing with that, like you can go between department buildings to kind of get like best of all worlds in that kind of sense. Yeah.
I'm going to comment more on the lab aspect. If you are interested in research, UC has a lot of really cutting edge spaces and equipment for you to explore research. So my program is specifically at the Foothills campus. So it's really great to be able to like be immersed in the same space with like pioneering researchers and professors in their fields, and to get to do summer research as well.
For me, I think the coolest thing, again, cadaver labs, they're super cool. There's always something new that we're learning. And yeah, just being able to look at the different anatomy and structures in the cadavers is so cool.
And I guess that leads me to give a shout out to the Schulich School of Engineering for having well-maintained labs and really pretty amazing technology in all of our labs, in all of different, like in all of the different departments, whether that's in mechanical, electrical, or any other department.
How hard is it to find a friend group in university, transitioning from high school to university?
Wow. Actually, this is one of my favorite things at UC is that, at least from hearing from other friends who went to different universities, I think we have the easiest university to make friends. just because of how many different clubs and extracurricular groups there are. There's always gatherings, there was always announcements for events happening. And then I'd also recommend for everyone to live on campus because that's the best way to meet friends and the best way to build a community and friends that will last even after you graduate.
I'm gonna second that. I live like literally 15 minutes away and I'm still on campus because of the university life. It's so fun.
Yeah, kind of touching on that again, similar experience where I'm from New Brunswick, so coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, that was a big fear of mine, was not making friends, and it scared me so much. Like I was on the airplane, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. But something that I found a lot of reassurance and a lot of comfort in was the orientation for a week that happens before start of classes. This was a great opportunity for me my first year to meet new people. We had like a bonfire, and I remember there's all kinds of people like just mingling and roasting marshmallows and stuff. And there's also like dodgeball tournaments and stuff too, if that's more of your jam. So I think there's a lot of ways for you to integrate yourself in the community. I think it's just on you to kind of take that first step, which I know is scary, but I definitely think there's opportunities out there. And I definitely urge people to try to go to those kinds of things, but yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of like faculty nights that they have, especially like in the first couple of weeks or month of school. So like keep an eye out for those depending on the faculty and program that you're in. I feel like those are really great ways to meet people. And as well, like clubs that you're interested in, and even just in classes, like everyone here is very friendly. I don't find that there's like a big sense of competitiveness. Like some people say there is at other universities. So just sit down with a person next to you in class and like make a conversation. I know I've met like some really good friends in my first year that way that I'm still friends with. Like, I'm graduating this year as well.
Yeah, I also moved away from home and that was very good for me. And I think there's always going to be a little aspect of homesickness when you move. So that's totally normal if that's something you're experiencing. But like the rest of my peers and friends who said, there's so many opportunities to make friends and get to know people. I also advocate for living on residence because in each floor there's somebody, a community ambassador like me or Owen, who is dedicated to helping you like form a community and meet people. I think we have a really strong residence program here where we there's lots of things going on in residence, lots of events. So you have so many opportunities to. I know I met some of my closest friends here in Calgary living on residence.
How do you guys think about like jobs, being a double major or taking extra minor, like council working over just one?
For me, I don't have a double minor or anything like that, but with the education program, we had the opportunity to embed certificates. And this is something I didn't really know about until I attended a like Zoom session about planning my program and planning my pathway through my degree. So I did an embedded certificate in mental health and resiliency, and that was super cool experience for me. It only added a couple course requirements for me. A lot of them used a lot of my education credits or transferable into the embedded certificate, so it made it quite simple. I just had to take like I think 2 extra wellness classes, and it was really easy for me to kind of use that platform to like educate myself on those topics that I believe they are applicable to like the teaching practice and stuff. So I think definitely taking those opportunities to look at different like pathways and different ways to kind of go about your degree and really make it your own. I think that's the cool thing, especially here at university, is that you can, especially with the education degree, there's like a 4-way pathway, there's a 5-way pathway, like 5-year, and there's also an after degree pathway. So just making sure to like educate yourself on all those different options and just choosing one that best suits you and like what you kind of want. I think that's kind of a cool thing. You can also talk to student advising about this stuff. That's what I did. I totally went up to them. I was like, I don't know what to do. So there's people there to help you.
I also did an embedded certificate in pluralism and global citizenship. And I think the other thing that I'll add is I love my certificate program too. I think the nice thing about that is it's very hands-on and it gave me the opportunity to do actual work in the community, which I really enjoyed. But at the end of the day, you have to take 120 like credits for your program. So even if you have like another minor or an embedded certificate, you still have to take the same number of credits. So it's not necessarily like you're taking extra classes, but your classes would be working towards that minor or working towards that embedded certificate. And like Cassidy mentioned, a lot of classes that you are taking anyways for your major might be able to also be applied to another minor or to another certificate. So just like going through that with advising can be super helpful because you often don't have to do extra work. You just have to be smarter when you're doing that work, and then you get an extra certificate or minor with your degree as well. So it's something to think about for sure. And I know like I started at the Faculty of Arts and Political Science, and it's like a very open first year. Like in first year, I only had 2 political science courses to take. My other 8 courses, like I could literally take whatever I wanted. Like first year was so open. So I would say take advantage of that in your first year, because every program, even if you don't have that many option courses, you're going to have some option courses. So take advantage of it. Try things that maybe you wouldn't have tried before, because you might love them and then want to take those courses.
Well, I'll just add to that. I have a minor in engineering, and how it works is that you basically, once you declare your major after first year, you have to declare a minor if you're interested in that. And for my minor at least, which is aerospace, it does add a couple extra classes, and you do have to do your technical electives that are aerospace approved. However, if you do speak to any of the advisors at the engineering advisors or even admission advisors, they'll all kind of give you a plan or a guide on how to do it. And I think we only have like 2 options throughout our engineering degrees anyways, but that's why it adds a couple classes, but it's something hard to do as long as you talk to an advisor and kind of get guided through it. Well, I'll just because I've just been through the experience of finding an internship and being through the process, the university does offer a lot of these workshops, resume building workshops, interview preps, and things of that sort that can kind of prepare you to get into the job market. We do have the university portal for like job postings. It's called Elevate, and every faculty does have career advisors. So for example, at the School of Engineering, and there's the Engineering Career Center that kind of helps you land an internship, prepare for it, and even throughout your internship, they kind of maintain, like they kind of track your development and set clear goals with you.
Just building on that, there are also other supports that are available. For example, the Student Success Center will offer like essay editing support, I think, if needed. There's also a lot of mentorship programs that we have here. There's the First Generation Mentorship Program. There's communities like Scholars Academy also for the upper years. Scholars Academy participants want to talk more about that. But yeah, there's just lots of supports and resources available here as long as you reach out.
And look at what you're interested in doing too, because if you kind of have an idea of what you're interested in doing, there'll always be someone on campus or someone who's like a faculty member here or an alumni who's like done something similar to that. So honestly, just reach out to people, even though it might seem scary. I think that that's helped me a lot too. Like when I was in my first year, I knew I was interested in like some sort of like policy type work, and using the Elevate board and like reaching out to people. I ended up working with AT Financial, which is a bank here in Alberta, and it was almost like a fluke, but I worked there for like almost 3.5 years now. I've loved it. Like it's been an amazing job on and off, and it was honestly just because I reached out to a few different people because it was something that I had like a semi interest in. So just reach out to people. They're happy to help.
I think the only thing I might add to that is something that I was scared of in my first year was going to teachers like or professors' office hours. I think that's kind of similarly like a good place for you to kind of get that support, though it might not be necessarily professionally, like in the sense of like resume building, stuff like that. I think they can often like add their experiences, especially for teaching. I went to them, I often say after class to talk about like, how did you approach this? Like when a kid does this, how do you do that? And just taking the advantage of them and their presence and taking that extra little bit of time to talk to them. I think that could be another resource. So definitely go to office hours, and I'm pretty sure every professor has office hours and TAs as well. So yeah, just definitely talk to people.
Thank you for joining us for our Ask a Student panel. If you have more questions about student life at UCalgary, please send us a DM on Instagram at choose.ucalgary or Facebook at UCalgaryFS.